So in this video we are going to look at the instructions to add WBS into the existing project without adding them manually and by utilizing another indirect method to add them. So consider the following scenario. Suppose you have prepared a baseline schedule and consultant found it satisfactory, except for the fact that you overlooked an important detail, that is an addition of procurement items. Upon reviewing all the documents, you have come to realize that 92 procurement items in total has to be added in this schedule. So, to integrate these items properly, you first need to structure them into WBS. Each of these 92 items will require a dedicated WBS entry before adding activities. So manually adding 92 WBS items would be extremely time consuming. Suppose let's say this is the method that we are going to utilize at first stage normally. Going to the WBS option and in the procurement phase heading, we are going to add all these items, procurement items. So first heading that I'm going to make is long lead items. Let's add it manually. Only items, procurement. So next move to the generator one, generator system. So this is going to consume a lot of time for all the elements. So what we are going to do here is when we try to use Primavera P6 import-export option features, we realize the WBS generator cannot be exported directly. So this means that we need to adopt an indirect method. So for this, we need to export the project simply, just like going to the export in P6 XER file. So once the project is exported, we need to go to the directory and open the file with Notepad. So this is the basic project that we have exported. So %T, this is the title headings that we need to find for the WBS. So project WBS, this is what we need to find. We need to copy all the data within this title. So just copying it all. So these are the existing WBS of the project, and we are going to add some more as per our requirement in the sequencing that is required to be done. So just before the task heading, we just copied it out. This is the task one, and up to here we need to copy it. Just copy it and go to the Excel and simply paste it to the Excel. So what I am going to do first, I am going to add the filter option here, and what I am going to do is I am going to freeze the pen for my feasibility in the latter part of the project. So what we need to do, we first need to copy the headings that are required for our case. First we need WBS ID. Secondly, we need WBS short name. Third one, we need WBS name. And the last one, that is parent WBS ID. Just copy them. Now we need to go to the item list that we have prepared already, and we are going to paste it into the WBS name heading. For all the items we need to copy, just like long lead items, civil items, electrical items. In a similar manner, we need to do it for mechanical and finishing items. So once we copied all of them, what the next step is, we are going to use this WBS ID. So the last WBS ID that we have is 368000. It should be +1 of the remaining, the last one. So it will be 368001. That should be the new one. This is what we have written, 368001. Okay. So WBS short name. We have these WBS short name, what we are going to assign in the latter part. So next step that we are going to do is to add parent WBS ID. Let's filter out up to the procurement phase. Here we have So basically procurement phases has to be the parent WBS, and under which we need to add long lead items, civil items and all that. So WBS ID, parent WBS ID has to be that of the procurement. So next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter this data and going to filter it by color. So copy it for all the work. Next step, we need to assign WBS IDs to each one of them. So we are going to just drag it down up to the very last. So in our case, now we have all these elements falling under the long lead items. So parent WBS has to be that of the long lead item. So similarly for the civil items, electrical items, mechanical items, and finishing items. Since finishing items, we further have categories falling under it. So what we are going to do is first we need to just cancel make the data as the value one only and remove the formulas. So filter the data by a yellow color, that is the subcategories of the finishing works, and we need to copy the same for all these. I'm going to unfilter the data. Now I'm going to remove the formula once again and make it the values only. Now we need to copy it for the remaining items. So up to mechanicals it is very easy, but for this we need to do the same type of work that we have done earlier. Just like ceramic tiles works has to be formed under the floor tiles work. So what we are going to do is we are going to assign the formula values first. Once all the formula values are copied, what we are going to do next is just copy and make it the value, so that all the formulas will be removed and these are acting only as a value. So similar manner, we are going to copy it for all the remaining items. So once we are done with all of it, next step is what we are going to do is to assign the WBS shortener. Let's look at the sequence that is being followed by Primavera P6. Let's say for milestones we have WBS shortener is 1 and S1, 1 and 2. So going to the WBS window, we have for milestones that is 8.1, and for contractual progress milestone we have 1.1 and 1.2. So 1.1 and 1.2. For procurement, for the procurement we are working on, so we need to go to the procurement. We have 3. So let's move towards our sheet. Long lead items. Let's filter the data once again to the color. So that will be 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4 and 3.5. Now going towards the yellow color. So it will be 3.4.1, 3.4.2, 3.4.1, 4.2, because I don't exactly remember for the finishing works, so it has to be like that. Okay. So what we are going to do next is to assign the values for the remaining ones only. These are the remaining ones. 1.1.1, 1.1.2, 1.1.3 and goes on. We are going to do it for all of them. So this is how our final sheet will look like. We have all the WBS shorteners assigned for all the elements, and we have WBS. Now what we are going to do is to copy the WBS ID and going to paste it into the main sheet. Just copy the value and paste it there. Now what we are going to do is WBS shortening. Copy and paste it here only the values. Same goes for the WBS name and for the parent WBS IDs. Now %R, that has to be copied for all of them in the same manner as above. And project ID, obvious ID, sequence number. So sequence number, in my case it is 1111, but it can be any values other than 1 as well. So what we need to do is we need to make it uniform, like if we have 101, 102, something like that by default. So what we are going to do is we need to make it simple 1 1 1 1, or you can say 2 2 2 2 3 3 3. It's totally up to you. So once we have copied all of that, what we are going to do in the next step is we are going to make the text value, so that it will be easier for Primavera to read it. Now we are going to, once we are done with all of that, what we are going to do is we are going to just remove this extra space and going to copy. So we are going to copy it. Once we have copied it, we are going to paste it in the same file that we have and going to save it. Now go to the Primavera P6, import it there using the same importing method that we normally use. Import the project. Now look, we have all these items under the procurement phase. All the 92 items are added. So when we need to add the bulk amount of, you can say, the WBS, this is the easier method that we can use. So I have found many videos for the new project, but for the existing project there is no any video. So in existing project we can add as well.